let's wrap up. Let's do this. We'll do a Dave Ramsey video. I haven't seen this. You haven't seen this. But somebody said we might agree with him. That would be cool. That would be a first.
Oh, so somebody sent this to us.
Yeah. So this is called. Oh,
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check it out. I'm not gonna lie, Duncan. I would actually be kind of excited to hear him say something that I'm kind of in favor of.
Yeah, we'll find out. The title of this video is called "This is Super Stupid and Crazy." So we'll see what's super stupid and crazy here.
And do we think it's super stupid and crazy?
I don't know. We don't know yet. We're gonna have to find out.
Maybe. I'm so excited. Thank you, viewers, for sending us something interesting.
Here we go.
Ashley's in Nashville. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I just wanted to get your all's opinion. I have a friend that does your all's program as well as I've been doing it since 2020. I'm still in baby step 2. And we've discussed it a few times.
Let me get her on closed captions because I'm having a hard time hearing her.
I'm just not sure of my decision. So in 2019, we adopted our son. And then a year later, our marriage fell apart and we split up. So fast forward to now, we've been to court 2 times over custody issues. A lot of nonsense, really. His dad's just really hard to get along with. But in those 2 times, it's cost me around $20,000 to $25,000 in court, attorney fees, and everything else. So I'm trying to just gain some traction on maybe preparing for that in the future because I feel like it's not going away, and still being able to pay off my debt. I really just don't know what to do.
I'm sorry, Ashley. It's really, that's a really hard situation. How much money do you make a year?
So I work as much overtime as I can. Last year I made around 100,000, and then this year it's probably going to be between 80 and 90.
Okay.
What do you do?
I'm a nurse.
Yeah, good for you.
Thank you.
How much debt in general do you have?
Altogether, it's probably around 90,000. It's a mixture of vehicles, my vehicle alone, and then I have some credit cards and a line of credit at the bank.
What do you owe in your car?
25.
Okay. So you have 90,000 in debt, and 25 of it's car, and then how much of it's credit cards?
Around 9,000.
Okay. So the rest of it is what?
I have a line of credit, which is around 20,000 that I opened up to pay for court fees. And I'm not sure. I can't think of anything else.
Okay, that's only 45. That's only 54,000.
So I have another vehicle in my name, but I don't pay for it. So that's another 48,000, but that's not mine. It's
what in the world? What is that?
It's his truck, but he makes all the payments on that. It doesn't cost me anything, but we went in together to get it.
Okay, so pretty straightforward, huh?
Well, in a divorce decree, one would think that would be
I don't know that
sent over to him, and wouldn't he have to refinance it? Because wouldn't in the case of a divorce, wouldn't they say your vehicle, you have to?
She's in Tennessee. I don't know if they have common law in Tennessee, but it depends on how long they were together. If they got married, even they might have just had the kid together. She just said they split up and they've been having custody issues, which tells me if it's just custody, that tells me it's not a divorce and it's not a common law separation. Because the custody would just get rolled into that. Right.
Well, they adopted the child. I'm not knowledgeable about this, but do adoption agencies place any stipulations on couples adopting that are non-married?
I don't know that they can, or what the rule is, and I honestly don't know on that one. My guess is if they adopted the child together, as a couple, then they both have equal custody. And I'm curious as to what is the $20,000, and is that attorney fees?
She said a line of credit that was
$20K for court.
largely taken out for varying court fees or whatever. So it might have been attorney, whatever.
It had to have been attorney fees because the court wouldn't be charging her.
No, but regardless, you would lump that all into the, at least in your mind, you would call that court fees, even though it's not literally court fees, it'd be the attorney part of it, but she needs the attorney.
Right. That's expensive. That's an expensive lawyer for a custody.
She's also gone, she said, I thought 2 times already, right?
Yeah. You can go several times, but I mean, you can usually get a family court lawyer or something like that for, $5,000, less than that.
I guess I'm interested in hearing what Dave is going to have to say about this. Because in the top of my mind, I'm thinking to clients that I have had, that I'm trying to really get on top of their finances and were behind on bills and had debt and wanted to clear all of those. But when working out their budget, they said to me, I have to be honest, I am going to end up in a court again. And largely it had to do with custody things where they had tumultuous situations with the other parent, right?
Right.
And they said it would be naive of me to think I'm not going to court again. So I don't think I can put all my eggs in the basket of trying to clear this debt, even though I want it really gone. If it's going to make me turn around and take on more because I'm going to get stuck with these fees again because I'm going to go to court again. I got to get ahead of that.
Yeah.
So I feel like this person prioritize that. I would hope Dave would say the same thing.
So the line of credit deal, is that a home equity line of credit or is that a personal line of credit? Because if it's a personal line of credit, it's going to be a lot more money or a lot higher interest rate. If it's home equity, it could be 7 to whatever, 7 to probably 16.
She hasn't said anything about a mortgage either, so
I'm guessing it was personal. So she's
probably personal.
Yeah. The deal is, I'm guessing with the car, the APR isn't that big of a deal. I would guess, my thing would be is, what can you save every month? Can you it's a budgeting issue at this point. Can you pay off the credit cards first? Right.
You know what? He might, Dave, in predicting Dave, I do think that he will want her to prioritize the future attorney's fees because those are her babies. How is he not going to do that?
But she doesn't. But if she's taking a line of credit, she doesn't have any savings. So I'm trying to figure out.
Well, that's the point I'm about to make is that he's probably, and she's in baby step 2, which is going to tell her not to have savings. Baby step 2 is going to tell her to keep it to $1,000 and focus on the debt. But he might also jump in there and ask her to try to pick up more shifts as a nurse because nurses really can make quite a bit of money if they can pick up any extra shifts. Now, I don't know how possible that is with the situation with her child or not. Well, but I'm going to guess they can throw that out there.
Yeah, but she's already said she's maxing out as much overtime as she can get. So, honestly, there's just a lot of questions here. I don't know. We'll see what he says.
Yeah.
I need a lot more information.
Your name is is it on the deed? On the loan?
On the title of the truck?
Yeah.
But the divorce decree gave him the truck, and you're supposed to pay it, or he's supposed to pay it.
So that's not his. No, that's like my fiance that I have now. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you have you're
bought
engaged.
A truck for your fiance for $50,000.
So we went in together. I didn't necessarily buy it for him. It's something that we just done together.
All right,
he's gonna be really not favorable about that. And the truth of the matter is, I won't disagree with that.
Why did she co-sign the truck for the fiance?
Right.
I am, up to her. I'm not, it's her. I mean, she's taking the risk to do it, but it's up to her. I really don't have an opinion on that. If he's paying it, he's been paying it, he's been faithful about it, then I don't see an issue. But
he needed you to co-sign it.
No, he's doing good with his money.
No, he's not. He took out a $50,000 truck loan. He's not doing with his money. Why are you on the loan?
Because we're getting married, and I don't know. It was.
When are you getting married?
Hopefully within the next year.
Okay. In the whole story that you told us, that has a lot of tragedy and sadness, this thing then jumps up as super stupid and crazy.
Right.
Like a $50,000 truck while you're fighting and don't have the money to pay, and you have to take out a line of credit. And the best idea y'all got is go in debt for $50,000 on a truck while you're trying to keep a dadgum child in a custody battle ongoing with a crazy ex.
Yeah.
This truck is crazy. Nuts. Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
well, wait. So we're not going to address the problem. We're just going to chastise her for co-signing on a truck. And it sounds like she did it.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I don't disagree that one was in the stupid column for sure.
Well, but I think from...
Definitely the stupid column. However, I think he's being a little extra about it. I don't think it's necessary for him to,
I don't know.
Go at her what he is about it.
Well, we don't know that it's stupid yet. That's the thing about it. Is if they did it just because they're young and they're just like, oh, well, we want it to all be together. Right? I can see that they just thought that way. But if the guy's paying the truck off and he's doing okay with his money, and I'm sorry, if he bought a $50,000 truck, that's his business. I mean, it's not,
Yeah, it's his business, and I don't know anything about his situation, so I don't know if I have any opinion about whether 50,000 is an insane amount on a truck or not or whatever. I don't know anything to have an opinion about that.
Right.
Where I'm going to say that I at least sort of agree with him is that it's not a great decision, in my opinion, for her to attach herself to debt associated with a truck like this when I think that she needs to keep her credit and what her income is attached to available to her, knowing that she's got this situation that's going to keep requiring her to fund it.
Well, right. My issue is that as long as the guy's paying off the truck, it's not a big issue. The other thing about it is now we've got this other guy in the picture. We don't know what he's willing to contribute or can contribute to whatever her legal issue is. Right? So the problem is we don't know anything yet. It could be that this guy makes, good money and says, you know what, I'll help you pay for the attorney fees. In which case, yeah, co-signing for the truck.
If that was the case, Duncan, she wouldn't be calling in with a problem.
Well, but see, the situation is we don't know yet what the situation is. All we know is she's engaged to this guy, but we don't know what the whole. We don't know the picture. And my thing is
well, what I'm offering is that I don't believe she would be calling in if she was engaged to a person who is willing to help and could help to the tune of these future fees not being a problem.
Well,
it's obviously a problem if she's calling in.
Well, no, maybe she can help her pay stuff off. She's more worried about what, that was the question. That she's going to have to pay another $20,000 attorney fees? We haven't gotten to that. We're arguing about the truck and some debt stuff. What I want to know about, your immediate problem is the custody battle and how do you fund it, right? And now we're talking about all this irrelevant shit. That's where I'm stuck with him. Is like you're chastising her about the truck. We haven't even addressed the fucking problem. This is you've got a splinter in your finger. I'm going to focus on that and not on your cancer. Because this thing with the legal stuff, if it's going to be this expensive, it could bleed her out.
I do agree that he's focusing on the wrong.
No, that's just my point. I don't really give a shit about the truck. It's at this point. It's not even.
However, I'm going to say I do also agree that it's not wise of her to attach herself to this extra load of debt, because if she has to take more debt on to keep her children, she needs to make sure she can get that. And if her debt to income ratio is being all like swallowed whole, that's not a good thing when you're not sure where the money's going to come from.
Well,
for all this other.
If it affects her credit rating, that's about all that it can really do at this point. If the guy's paying it, if he's not paying it, then it's an issue. But right now, she said he's paying it. He makes good money, so I honestly don't see the issue. But you know, I agree with you. She didn't need to do it, and it was kind of pointless. But you know, but right now, I don't even think that's the problem. The problem is,
well, unfortunately, also she's there now. So whether I agree that it was in the stupid column, and that's, it sounds like disagreeing with you, but she's already there now, and so it being in the stupid column or not doesn't change that there's a problem that needs to be addressed, and it thus far is not. But there's more time on the clip, so maybe it will get addressed.
We'll see. We're halfway through it.
All right. So you're getting married. When did you say?
Probably within a year.
Okay. Why are you waiting?
Honestly, because everything's just been so crazy with my ex for the past 2 years.
This is the part where you go and tell to get married this weekend at a court or something on Friday or whatever. That's exactly what's about to happen.
You think so? You think he's going to tell her to just get married?
I don't think so, Duncan. I 100% know so. He's going to basically tell her that they're already acting like they're a married couple and that she needs to go and get married like tomorrow or something.
But I don't
watch it. Just press play.
Okay, I don't know how that solves anything, but okay.
All right, you have to buy me dinner if I'm right.
Oh, there you go.
Anxiety and depression. My son has a lot of issues he was born with.
None of that's changing in a year.
I'm sorry?
None of that is changing in a year.
I know, yeah. We just not, I don't know, just anxiety and depression on my side, and my main focus being my son. Right, that's just not been at the top of the list, I guess.
Okay. You called and asked us for help, and we love you, and we want you to win, and we're sad that you're having to fight to keep your baby, okay? Now, then I'm going to tell you some hard stuff. Are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Sell the stupid truck. Get married. Now.
Well, good call.
Don't. But don't wait around on some mythical island to come sailing up, some mythical ship to come sailing up to your island when everything's going to be right.
Oh, man. Okay.
All right, so we didn't make it to the hibachi place last time it was in town.
Okay. Okay.
So there you go.
Of course, you have to pick one of the most expensive restaurants. Okay.
Clearly, I've got great taste.
So, no. I mean, I honestly, you know what I foresee? She goes to him, honey, we need to sell your truck and you need to get some piece of shit. And you need to marry me this weekend. Yeah, that's going to be a great freaking relationship. I'm sure just the fact that he's already taken on her debt and the fact that she has an adopted kid with emotional problems or whatever other issues, we didn't get into it, right? That's already a big step. Now she's going to say, you can't have this truck and we got to get married. Yeah, that's going to...
Apparently, I want to hear how this whole thing plays out.
That's going to...
I love that they sent us this one.
This is so stupid. It is. You're right, Dave. This is just super stupid and crazy. You're yelling at her about shit that's, fucking irrelevant to the question. Get married.
I don't think it's irrelevant, but I think he's getting stuck on the wrong thing.
Well, it's irrelevant to the question of she's trying to get rid of her debt. All right? The one debt she's not paying is the one he's focused on. Her fiance's paying it. So my attitude is, as long as the fiance's paying it, who gives a shit? It makes...
Well, and what he's not addressing, and granted, there's like 3 more minutes of this clip.
Right.
What he's not addressing is how she can try to get herself ahead of this ongoing legal battle enough for it not to create more debt. Right now, me, as a personal finance coach, my primary concern is, where do we find a place in your budget where you're setting money aside because you know you're going to court again. Where do we find that place? How do we start dealing with that? Because I don't want you to go from 90 grand in debt to 120 grand in debt to 150 grand in debt. Like, I do not want that to snowball in the wrong direction.
Right.
So where do we find that money?
Right.
And maybe that's what Dave's thinking, but that's not what I feel like I'm hearing him thinking.
That's not what he's saying.
I feel like I'm hearing him thinking, let's get rid of the debt that's already here. I'm a little worried about creating more debt.
Well, here's
and if we avoid it.
But here's the one that's funny to me. What is the debt that he wants her to get rid of? Her fiance's truck. Right? The debt she's not paying on. So the fiance's paying it.
Okay. I hate that I'm about to give this one to you a little bit because I think that truck is in the stupid column for her. I don't know if it's in the stupid column for him, but for her,
sure,
it's kind of dumb. But this is where I'm going to give this one to you in that, yeah, they're asking her to focus on getting rid of his truck, but based on the Ramsey values, which are very ultra conservative values, Ramsey would never, ever, ever in a million years tell her that his income needed to be solving her problem because he would not be about them combining finances at all. So getting rid of his truck would get rid of something that's legally tied to her, but does not create more income from her because it's the debt she's not paying.
Right.
So he's kind of talking himself into a circle that based on his values doesn't really help her based on his values.
Right. So
now, those aren't my values. I don't care about that. So I'd say if that truck was gone and they had something cheaper, some of his income could be helping set aside for this legal cost they know they're going to get. But
Sure.
Ramsey would literally never say that. Therefore, this advice, it just got a little bit sillier.
Well, and it's stupid. And this is just from the mathematical perspective, right? From the financial advisor perspective. Okay, I'm looking at the columns of your expenses on your budget sheet that I know of, right? So you technically are co-signed on this truck, but he's paying it every month. And he's current, right? So basically, he's helping your credit score as long as he's paying it every month and he's current, right? And it doesn't cost you anything. That's what's happening at present. Now, if he defaults on the loan or something like that happens, yeah. But currently, it's not harming her in any way. So to say...
Unless, of course, it's bringing up her debt-to-income ratio.
Yeah.
She really doesn't want that part messed up.
Yeah, but I don't think that's a big issue right now, to the point, not to the tune that we're talking about. It's really going to affect her negatively. Now, the other thing about that is where we're at is, okay, she's got a $20,000 line of credit, which she's paying probably 10 or 15% on, at least. I don't know what she got it for or whatnot. She's got 25 on the car. I'm not worried. She just keeps making her car payment. And then she's got 9,000 in credit cards. So the 9,000 in credit cards are probably the highest right now. They're probably 26 or 27%. She should probably just get rid of those. And plus it's only $9,000. Even if you do his, what is it? The snowball avalanche ski resort method. I don't know what it is, but it's pay the smaller amount first, pay off the credit cards if we can get rid of that. But I'm also with you. While we're doing that, we need to be saving money because you could be in a position where, yeah, you have to go back to court. Right? Because these custody battles don't just end. They go on for years.
Right? Which is why the focus really needs to be going into where are we finding the money in this budget to be preparing for the next battle, because it doesn't appear to be very close to being ended, you know?
Right. And it doesn't hurt to, just on the other side, it doesn't hurt to tell her, hey, go to the family court at the local county, right, where you're at, and tell them what the issue is and see if they have somebody who can point you in the right direction. Because you might be able to find a cheaper attorney. Because a lot of this stuff is pro forma. It's not like your attorney's going to make some grand argument like he's Perry Mason and solve this case and you're going to get full custody. The judge is just going to pretty much go down through the line. I mean, there's pretty strict rules about how custody works. You're going to get what you're going to get.
Right.
And every state's a little different, but you should go find like a family lawyer or even go to the local college that has a law school and ask them. Because I know the law schools will do seminars on that.
Duncan, I'm dying over here. Let's go back to this video. I want to see if he gets to any of this. Like if he loops back to any
he does
because
the only thing he's told her is get married, which is now going to cost her some money.
Well, I know the only things he's told her. I want to see if he gets to any of this though.
Well, no, but my point is the only two things he's told her is get rid of the truck that doesn't affect you right now, and get married, which is going to cost you more money. So now he says,
I guess if she gets married, then he can say use some of this guy's income to set money aside.
Yeah, but
he looks it that way.
But at this point, he hasn't helped her at all. She's not saving any money or making any money. She's spending more money now.
Because the things you've been facing, part of your anxiety and part of the things you've been facing with mental health stuff is not just your ex. It's this pile of stuff on you and all of these untied knots that need to be tied. Okay?
Right.
You don't have closure on anything. God. All these open-ended things, or there's open-ended this, open-ended that, open-ended this. There's no closure anywhere, and that creates angst. It creates anxiety. So, you've got to get some predictable order, not chaos. The more areas of your life you can get non-chaos in, the faster your anxiety is going to drop. I'm not a mental health professional. Dr. John Deloney is. I've just heard him say that, so I said it, okay? But that's the truth, okay? Mm-hmm. So, and these, and the debt and the pile of debt you guys have, and now you guys with this $50,000 truck.
What was that?
She doesn't have a thought in her head.
No.
She only has his thoughts, and his thoughts now are John Deloney's thoughts. So she's got her thoughts are like twice removed.
Yeah. Look at you can see it in her face. You know what's going through her head right now? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, that's all she's thinking right now.
Hey. Hey.
She's like, should I start a wave? I should start a wave. Should I start a wave?
I kind of feel bad about how much I dislike her because in my head, I unfortunately am not really that nice to her. And I don't want to be mean to her, but I just, like, I don't feel like she adds anything except, like, parakeeting, like, his opinion.
Well, then his whole little spiel there didn't go anywhere, and it's basically, so getting rid of anxiety will cause you to be less anxious. Yeah, no fucking shit.
How much more of this clip is there?
There's like a minute or two. We'll just skip through here real quick. And then we'll just wrap this up because I don't think we're going to agree with him.
Of where your anxiety is coming from, because you feel trapped, and now you're worried about the next time the crazy ex comes at you. Well, how are we going to cover that? Meantime, I got a $48,000 truck note. Okay,
and I know he takes care of it, Ashley. But the truth is, though, if he doesn't, it's on you then.
And so you're carrying this around your neck. You feel it between your shoulder blades. You feel the weight of it, and that's part.
Well, she didn't say that though. She never said that she was stressed about the truck. She never said anything. She completely forgotten about the truck in her list of shit.
Yeah, she wasn't stressed about that at all.
He's just focused on this because that's all he's got is, you need to sell this. You're stupid. That's his whole spiel. You're an idiot. I'm smart. But he hasn't even addressed the issue. I mean, because and she kind of sort of hits on it there. It's like the wheels are turning, but the mouse isn't there kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And where she's like, well, I know he's paying for it, but what if he doesn't? Yeah, but what if he does? What if he continues to do what he's been doing? I mean...
Well, quite frankly, I feel like this phone call turned into a call about something other than what she was trying to call about.
Which isn't unusual for them.
But you know what, Duncan, I feel like we have to... We're kind of done with this clip,
right?
Yeah,
we're done. I'm not doing any more of this.
So, I think this needs to go into the column because the viewer who sent this to us was like, you guys might agree here. And I'm going to say it wasn't a total disagree because there are parts of it that I agreed with. But where I'll disagree is I don't feel like he did a good job of addressing what she actually really was trying to call to address. He kind of went somewhere else on her.
Oh,
and while I don't totally disagree about that being in the stupid column, because I actually kind of do agree with that there, but he failed to go in and address what I would be dealing with my clients, with any of my coaching clients. I'd be like, okay, we literally have to open up a category in your budget. We have to find a place where some money is being allotted to this because we know it's coming. It's sort of like being like, gee, I know I'm going to have this huge tax bill.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from my business where nothing is being withheld from it. So instead of figuring out how I'm going to hold some money aside so I can pay my huge tax bill,
right,
I'm going to turn my focus over to the fact that I have a student loan payment due.
Right. It's just one.
Like, I mean, that might be another issue, but that's not the issue you were calling to talk about, right?
Well, no. And furthermore, it's not in your scenario. The only difference is in your scenario, those are both issues. Yeah, you have a student loan payment and you've got a tax bill, right? But the issue you're focused on is the bigger one, the tax bill, right? In this scenario, it's your issue is how do I continue to pay for these legal fees, right? Going forward, what should I do? Well, your fiance has a truck that you co-signed on, which, probably shouldn't have, but oh well. But he's paying it every month. So it doesn't directly affect you right now in any way, shape, or form. And you've got all this other shit on your plate right now, like your adopted child, the custody battle, the emotional stuff with him, your credit card debt, your line of credit, the legal fees coming up. But let's focus on your fiance's truck that isn't on your plate right now.
Right.
Let's focus on the one thing that's not causing you anxiety and tell you this is what's causing you anxiety is your fiance's truck. Not your fucking kid, not the legal battle, not the custody issue, not your accruing debt to pay for legal fees. No, that's not stressing you out. The fact that your fiance has a nice truck that he pays for, that's what's stressing you out. It's stupid. It's just, I'm like, that's an F paper right there, man. I'm like, you didn't even address the assignment, dude.
That is true. That's true. That is my beef with him. He did not address the assignment at all. Again, I don't disagree on the fact that this truck thing was not a great move on her part, but I'm still going to wag my finger at you, Dave, because you didn't actually dig into the problem she really needed to discuss.
Right.
This woman left this call not having a plan for how she's going to address the next legal battle.
Right. Well, and if she does,
all she can do is, if she listens to you, she's going to go back and hit her fiance with, we probably need to get married on Tuesday and you have to sell your truck.
And then she could be facing a breakup. That won't cause any fucking anxiety. On top of that fact that even if the fiance goes with it and they get rid of the truck and all that, well, it doesn't really change anything except for now they have to pay for a wedding.
Oh, well, Dave won't say pay for a wedding. Let's say they can't afford a wedding. Dave will say go to the
courthouse. That's that's still $150. Anyway, well, you did call it. I didn't catch the marriage thing, but you did call it. So anyway, that's our show for today. Good work, Lacey. Where can everybody find you?
All right, as always, you can find me at mysensewithsense.com. You can find out information about courses, articles I've written, coaching program information.
Mm-hmm.
If you want any further information about any of that, feel free to email us or send us another clip. This one was super fun.
Yeah.
You are a little right that I agreed, at least in part, not fully, because it's probably not that likely to happen, but this one was super interesting to me because there were parts I agreed and disagreed all rolled into one. So viewers, you got any more of these, drop them in an email. Duncan,
absolutely. You can email us at gossipfinancead@outlook.com. Also, if you disagree with us on something, come on the show and tell us why, and we'd be happy to have you. Otherwise, thanks everybody for showing up, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, Lacey. Cool.